afternoon, everyone. My name is Charlene McKeown and I am the Environmental Education Manager at Keep Northern Ireland Beautiful. Today, we welcome you all to this special webinar to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Translink and to relaunch officially the most successful schools competition in Northern Ireland, the Translink Travel Challenge. So it's a quarter of a century of growing public transport and connecting people across Northern Ireland that we're celebrating today. And Translink have been working to promote sustainable transport throughout this entire time. Translink is marking its 25th anniversary this year since it brought together Ulsterbus, NI Railways and Metro, which was then Citybus, under the one company in 1996. So today we have a special contribution from one of the most active and committed schools to sustainable transport in Northern Ireland. Ulidia Integrated College in Carrickfergus has been running the Translink Travel Challenge for more than 10 years now to promote ways of transport alternative to car while embracing the core purpose of this educational project developed by the Eco Schools team in Translink 12 years ago. So today we have Sandra Patterson, the head of geography, the head of the geography department, and Annie McCarthy, a science teacher, and pupil Leanne Koo from Ulidia Integrated College with us, and they're going to hopefully answer some questions after their presentation. So please do use the Q&A box for any of your questions, and I'll be popping some info in the chat as we go along. So all you guys need to do is sit back and relax, and I will share my screen and we will get going. So let's do that.
My name is Sandra Patterson and I'm the head of geography at Ulidia Integrated College. And I'm being joined today with Miss Annie McCarthy from the science department at Ulidia Integrated College, and Leanne Koo, who is our chairperson of our eco team and has been a member of our eco team for her 7 years at Ulidia. The aim of this session is to give you an overview of our experience at Ulidia Integrated College with the Translink Travel Challenge. I hope to share with you how we run the challenge and the outcomes that we have seen. I hope that you will be encouraged to take up the challenge with your own school after hearing of our experiences. Before we begin, I would just like to take a second to thank both Translink and Eco Schools Northern Ireland for inviting us here and facilitating this session. I'm going to begin with why transport is important to Ulidia Integrated College. At Ulidia Integrated College, we have a very well-established environmental education programme. This is directly fed into the mission statement of the Geography Department to provide the highest standards of global education for all to create tomorrow's sustainable society. This mission statement was adopted by the department to ensure that our main focus in the department is always upfront and central to all of our actions. Key to the departmental ethos was the awareness that our students today will be the society of tomorrow, and the hope that the education and values that we share with our students will shape the sustainable society of tomorrow. We feel that this is important, that the students have the facts they need to make their decisions, and we ensure that their choices are informed by these facts so that they can make decisions which will impact their carbon footprint, and this is a very important aspect of this project for us. Within the whole school development plan of Ulidia Integrated College, Eco Schools plays a very important part. This ensures that Eco Schools is up for constant review and development across our school. Within Ulidia Integrated College, we have adopted the 4 R's as our values: respect for yourself, respect for others, respect for the environment, and responsibility for your actions. This whole school value set emphasises the value that Ulidia Integrated College has placed on environmental respect and responsibility. This, as such, sustainable transportation for our students to and from school is of importance and of value to our whole school. So initially we were going to set the challenge whenever we decided to take it on 10 years ago as a whole school internal competition. However, the eco team discussed with the staff and we decided that this was too big. We decided the aims of the challenge would be lost along the way. Discussions with the ECO team decided that Year 9 would be the best focus group for this challenge. We thought that Year 8 already had a lot of activities on their calendar, and we also thought that Year 10 was also very busy with options. So Year 9 was identified as being the focus year group. And we felt that sometimes in Year 9 it could be a bit quiet, so this challenge would be perfect for them. The natural time for us to offer the challenge was the spring term between February and March time. This was the time that travel to school was brighter and that the school calendar allowed the challenge in between staff being focused on options in January and the final push before study leave beginning. We also felt the challenge was safer when the days were getting brighter, and this meant that the impact for this would be that a precedent would be set for students for the summer term, which might establish a habit of sustainable travel. When we first started the challenge, we found that tally sheets and other resources provided by ECO teams were extremely useful. We used the PowerPoint provided within the toolkit to deliver an assembly to the students who were taking part. The actual running of the challenge was very straightforward. Students recorded their usual transport during form time with a retrospective session to complete their calculations and to work out how far they were travelling using apps to measure their distance travelled. We found that the tally charts were perfect for us. They fitted inside our homework planner and could easily be completed by the students as they took part in the challenge. The students kept their tally chart and were prompted by their form tutor every morning to ensure that it was completed. We also shared the benefits of students of sustainable travel. The main benefit that students seemed to really take on board was that they could walk with their friends and have a good old natter to and from school. At the end of the cycle, students would tally up their results and the tutorial session was spent recording the results. This meant that the students were able to see on the spreadsheet very, very quickly how their transportation had impacted the carbon footprint that they were creating. We can see here the spreadsheet which was provided by EcoSkills within the toolbox. We can see that the spreadsheet is extremely user-friendly. It's very bright and it's very colourful. Students would fill the spreadsheet in with how far they would travel to and from school and how they would usually travel. This instantly gave a number of sustainable journeys and travel kilometres that students could see very quickly and pick up on extremely fast. When the challenge was over, as you can see at the bottom, we have a fourth tab for results. When we filled in week 2 and week 3, the results tab was completed instantly, and students were able to see on the interactive whiteboards on the screen in front of them just what their impact was. This meant that students were able to see very quickly how much they had benefited their carbon footprint by reducing it very clearly on the nice colourful spreadsheet. These numbers were also shared with the MAS department, who used the data to work out the number of journeys around various features or the number of journeys to and from various places. And this gave the students the opportunity to practice their numeracy skills with real data that had been collected within the school. We also used this information to create graphics, which we shared with the students in their whole year group assemblies. This information was used to create a positive celebration assembly with the year group where small prizes were given for students who had gone above and beyond during the challenge. These small prizes were provided by the school. We found these graphics really inspired and helped students who were visual learners to grasp the difference that they had made during their challenge. The first couple of years worked extremely well. Students fed back that they were enjoying the challenge. Form tutors were also feeding back to pastoral leaders that they were also enjoying the challenge and finding the challenge very user-friendly, using the resources provided by EcoSkills. As a result, the challenge was then added into the pastoral programme as a permanent fixture for Year 9 students. The challenge was then built on with staff choosing to walk to school or choosing to park further away and walk the final section of their journey during the period of the challenge in order to encourage students to participate. The head of Year 9, Miss McKee, also built on the challenge further by inviting a Translink safety bus into Ulidia Integrated College to talk to students. This was a really positive experience for our students, and Miss McKee's foresight to invite safety bus was a very positive thing for our whole school, especially when Sue from the safety bus became a regular fixture at our open nights. She came along to advise families on travel to and from school, and between Sue and Miss McKee, they really made safe travel to and from school a real focal point for Ulidia Integrated College. I'm now going to introduce Miss Annie McCarthy, who has joined Ulidia Integrated College this year within our science team, who is going to tell you about how we ran the challenge this year in 2020.
Thanks, Sandra. So in 2020, our challenge had to be adapted, like many other aspects of our school life, as we worked within the parameters of social distancing. The original plan to have Year 8 take the challenge in the spring-summer of 2020 was abandoned, and the team adapted the plan then and ran the challenge in September 2020 when all students were back in school. During the adapted challenge, we were unable to hold a year group assembly to launch the challenge. Therefore, we changed our usual plan of operation further. The challenge was launched through form classes, with form tutors providing the main launch event to smaller groups of students in form classes. Families were contacted by parent mail to let them know about the challenge. Data was then collected digitally using Google Forms. This was originally intended to reduce paper being passed from person to person, but worked out really well and took away from the need to copy tally sheets and use paper. This is how we will collect the information in future to reduce the school carbon footprint. The one drawback on this method was that we didn't get person results, just form class. This meant that we had to give a form class prize rather than an individual prize. However, this was building team spirit. This provided a great solution to the data collection issue and had the added bonus of reducing our paper use. We also changed how we shared with the school community the outcome data, but I'll come back to that later. I'd like now to introduce Leanne Koo. Leanne is a current chairperson of the school eco team. She has attended the schools club for 7 years at Ulidia Integrated College, as did her big sister, who was also the previous chair of our team. Leanne is here to give you student perspective on our transport challenge.
Thank you, Mrs. McCarthy. Hello, everyone. My name is Leanne Koo, and I'm Ulidia's perspective of the Translink Travel Challenge. So when I was in second year, I took part in the Translink Travel Challenge with my year group, which we had an assembly, and I've learned about the benefits of sustainable travel. The benefits we have learned about include that we could have more time and socialize as a group together. And since I was already a part of Eco Club, I was interested to know what more I could do to be more environmentally friendly. I was given a worksheet to record my journey to and from school, which lasted for 2 weeks. Every day, my form tutor would remind me to complete the sheet, which was good because a few times I would forget about writing it down. During the challenge, I tried to reduce the number of times that I was driven to and from school by car and instead to take the bus more. The result was quite achievable, as we have had a good bus link that takes us straight to the school door, and the train stations in Carrickfergus were also useful, so it was very easy to use both the train and the bus more. This surprised me, and I was glad that the challenge made me look into these and start to use them. Once I started using the train and bus more, I found that it was easy and that I liked it, as I could chat to my friends more before I arrived at school. This is a habit that I've got into currently, and now that I am in year 14, 5 years later, I am glad that I started traveling this way in year 9. Unfortunately, I was unable to go to a celebration event that year, but however, some of my classmates did, and they said that it was really good fun. Now returning to Mrs. Patterson.
Thank you very much, Leanne, for coming to speak to us and sharing your perspective on the Translink Travel Challenge at Ulidia. Once the data is collected and shared with students, it is very important that it is then shared with EcoSkills Northern Ireland. This enables EcoSkills Northern Ireland to collect all the data from all the schools that took part in order to measure the success of the challenge across the province. Uploading data has become even easier over time. Currently, the data zone within the EcoSkills Northern Ireland portal is being used. All you have to do is upload 2 sets of data, before and after. The data is divided into each type of journey, and this is lifted straight from the spreadsheets, and in the case of 2020, straight from the Google Forms. The data within the data zone is then used as evidence towards green flag applications, and is also used by EcoSkills Northern Ireland to award prizes from Translink in a number of categories. At Ulidia Integrated College, we have been awarded prize for our contribution 3 times, which has been really significant for our school. It enabled us to provide a year group treat to the Ulster Museum, travelling by train to Botanic Station. It has also enabled us to provide reward trips to students within our positive discipline system to ensure that students are given a real treat for their hard work over the school year. So the prizes for the school are really special and are something which our students have really enjoyed receiving. It's also really important to share the success of the challenge. Once the data has been collected and analysed, we share our success with our school community through year group assemblies. This enables students to see the positive impact of their actions and to receive positive recognition of their actions. The school would also share the success through distributing small prizes to students who have also gone above and beyond. The schools share this success as well through our social media. Our stories are shared to the wider school community to ensure that our families can see the success that their child has had, and also these stories are picked up by the local press, who choose to share the stories with our wider community in Carrickfergus. I'm going to pass over to Miss McCarthy again, who is going to show how success was shared in 2020 and how we have adapted how we share success in these strange times.
Thanks, Sandra. 2020, as we said before, was a very different year at school. And so we also had to adapt our sharing of success as well. To replace the assembly, we made a video to share the successes of the year group. This was then shown to form classes by tutors who made a cinema style event in the form groups to add to the occasion. The video was then shared within our school social media channels and was in turn shared with our local newspaper social media channels as well. We'd like to share with you now the short video that was made to share the data from the 2020 challenge.
Thank you very much, Ms. McCarthy. Whilst undertaking the Translink Travel Challenge, the college have identified a number of benefits to the whole school. These benefits include publicity, awareness linked to Translink, safety on transport, whole school carbon footprint, green flag evidence, a recycle campaign, Translink Youth Summit, and EcoSchool case study. Firstly, publicity. The college has raised awareness of itself within the community through news coverage of the challenge each year. We have also found that awareness has increased of sustainable transportation and the impact that this has on our personal carbon footprints. Staff in the geography department have noticed that students are bringing this into classroom conversation while studying carbon footprints, while they're further up on their school journey. This has given us confidence that the challenge in Year 9 is having an impact on student choices long term. This increase in awareness of how transportation choices impact carbon footprint is important and has had an impact on tomorrow's sustainable society, which was one of our original aims. Another positive outcome from the challenge has been that links we have established with Translink over the years that we have run the challenge in the school. This has grown especially due to the foresight of Miss McKee, and now includes regular visits from the safety bus and Translink attending our open evening events. The impact of this on our students has been that students have been more informed when choosing school travel, and that students are given the opportunity to learn about safe, sustainable travel. The safety bus visits to the school are a real highlight, as the school students have really enjoyed the visits from Sue and have had a really fantastic opportunity to learn in a practical and fun way from her lessons. It is our hope that the lessons they learn about safety will help students to make safer decisions and habits that will stay with them beyond their school journey. The whole school carbon footprint has also been reduced. During the challenge, we can take a snapshot of miles travelled in a sustainable manner, and we can measure this reduction over the cycle. The measurement over the snapshot is logged within the EcoSkills data zone as a short-term snap of reduction. However, what we have seen is that this has carried on beyond the cycle of the challenge. Students are changing their actions to choose to leave cars earlier, to walk to school more with their friends. They're choosing to share lifts more and to take the train and bus more often. These actions are not measured every day, but show that the carbon footprint of school is being reduced in the long term. By taking these small actions over long term across the school, Leanne has told us this morning about how she has changed her actions over the 5 years in Ulidia after taking part in the challenge in Year 9. This is multiplied by 10 years of year groups, where students will have been inspired to change their actions and create a large reduction in carbon over this long-term engagement with the challenge. As an eco-skill, we have found that the challenge has given us the opportunity to bank data, which is counted towards our biannual Green Flag application. This data and participation in the challenge was counted as a major topic area within the application process. The challenge has given us a framework to collect this data and record it securely within the data zone of the EcoSkills Northern Ireland portal. With a focus on transport in the school, we explored what more we could do to further the transport topic and to link it to other topics within the EcoSkills programme. We developed the Ulidia Recycle campaign in partnership with the ADSM Foundation. This campaign sought to ensure that bicycles within the Carrickfergus community that were no longer being used could be repurposed to provide appropriate technology in Madagascar. Ulidia became a drop point for bicycles which had been outgrown or were no longer used for members of our local community. These bicycles were serviced and, if needed, fixed up. They were then reused by the ADSM Foundation to provide appropriate technology for communities that they were working with in Madagascar. This campaign was a success, with the waste being reduced as bicycles were saved. They were then reused by ADSM, and many bicycles which were not savable were recycled for parts to service and upgrade others, or to be used as spare parts within the community. This provided a useful bank of appropriate technology in Madagascar, which supported community workers to provide their roles effectively. This campaign was born from our focus on transportation and would not have been developed if the Translink Travel Challenge was not already established within our college. Another outcome of the links that we established with the Translink through focusing on sustainable transport was that students had the opportunity to develop active citizenship skills through the Translink Youth Forum. Students from Ulidia Integrated College took part in the Translink Youth Forum events in Belfast and had the opportunity to give their points of view on transportation provision and sustainability in Northern Ireland. Students were able to give their opinion and voice their suggestions to Translink and also the decision makers of infrastructure provision in Northern Ireland. Another positive outcome from Translink Challenge has been the inclusion of Ulidia as a case study to help other schools. Our case study is included within the EcoSkills Northern Ireland website. Since being included the case study, I have been contacted by other schools for advice and guidance on running the Translink Travel Challenge. This has been really positive. As a teacher, I believe it's important to help my colleagues and to share information. And this has enabled us to build a network of teachers to advise and guide each other and share good practice with each other in order to inspire others. We hope that you have really enjoyed our short presentation today and that you have seen how choosing to run the Translink Travel Challenge as part of your EcoSkills programme can benefit your school and students. Please feel free to contact us at Ulidia Integrated College if we can help you with your EcoSkills programme in any way. Thank you to EcoSkills Northern Ireland and to Translink for inviting us here today. We hope that you have enjoyed hearing about our experiences and that you might choose to take on the challenge in your setting. If you want to know more about sustainable travel, there have been resources provided both by Translink and by EcoSkills Northern Ireland, and I include the links on this slide. Thank you very much. We hope you have enjoyed this. Have a lovely day.
That's great. Thank you so much. I suppose I have a few questions to pose to you all. I think I've kind of separated them in who I'm going to actually ask them. So Sandra, you're up first in the shooting line for questions. When I suppose working with Translink and EcoSkills, did you have the support of senior management when you were first implementing the Translink Travel Challenge?
Yes, very much so. I think it's important as a school, we are all behind the project and we're all working together. As was said in the presentation, the sustainability is an important part of our whole school development plan, and it's very important to our school overall. So yes, we had a lot of support.
I think that was one of the questions. Did you get it? Did they afford you any time? You know, as teachers were always panicking, saying don't have enough time to do stuff. Obviously, you guys have really incorporated it into your curriculum, and it's fantastic. Your year 9 sort of setup. But was there did they support in that kind of way? I think people are kind of wondering, can they ask for time, or do you think they'll give it a wee bit of time to sort of work on it? Were you guys afforded any?
Well, we didn't ask for any, to be honest. We found that we were able to manage it very well just within our given time. The resources that EcoSkills provided really did do much of the work for us, which was really very important to making it a success across the school. The PowerPoint to launch the programme was provided for us. The tally sheets were provided for us. So we found that we didn't really it didn't eat into our non-contact time at all. We also found that the admin side of things, collating the results, was very straightforward. It did not take any time really away from what we usually do. So I didn't ask for time, so I can't ask what the response would have been.
To hear that though, from your point of view, that you felt really supported and that it didn't eat into your non-contact time, because I know as teachers we all panic to protect it, and it can be precious for all of us. Another question, Sandra, was what other topics did you choose along with transport? Obviously you've been choosing transport for many years now in your green flag journey, but what topics did you feel complemented it best, and that other schools could maybe pick as their minor topics to sort of best support the Translink Travel Challenge?
Well, with the transport major topic area, we also have been focusing on energy and on litter, which we found went very well together, particularly with the recycle campaign. We also have, as a school, been looking at other minor areas, for example, biodiversity and the global connections. With the global dimensions, the global dimension with the litter and the waste and the transport all worked really well for us together to create what we're happy with as a development plan for our school. And our students seem to really enjoy those topic areas and find that they really enjoyed them.
Great. Annie, I'm going to pop over to you. You were talking about the Google Forms that you guys created, obviously to adapt for COVID. And I know when I had spoken with Sandra in the past that she was saying that that's a really great way to move forward. It's really easy. We've been asked, would you guys be happy to share those either with ourselves or with other schools? I know Sandra has a lot of contact with a lot of schools directly, but I suppose I haven't asked you directly for them, but the question has been posed, so I'm going to throw it out there. Would you be happy to share those, that we could share them with other schools? Because I know it's made things a lot more efficient on your end.
Yes, I think the Eco Schools project is really about collaboration, you know, not only the international dimension, but also in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd be really happy to collaborate with other schools on that, because the purpose is really much bigger than us.
I love that. Love the attitude, Annie. Great. And Leanne, I have a couple for you. So you were talking about how when you first started this journey, you made lots of friends. Would you encourage other schools that actually, obviously in schools, there's lots of bullying, there's lots of loneliness from young children, especially when they've only started a such big school, especially in the post-primary sector. Do you feel that other schools should get on board even just for that, never mind reducing their carbon footprint, but actually to address, like to allow young people to make friends during this sort of campaign and competition?
I would definitely say so, yes, because like you just need to be more social, you know.
Yeah, it gives you opportunity to be more social, definitely. And a question I have for you actually, Leanne, was that we obviously have Eco Campus really hitting off now with Queen's University, Stranmillis, St Mary's are interested, and down south it's pretty big. So you're post 16, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll be looking towards, I suppose, further education soon. Do you hope to bring like your practices and things that you've learned from the Translink Travel Challenge and maybe bring that to university and have a voice within the university campus if you choose to go, that is?
It just depends on the future, really. So
yeah,
but I would definitely hope so as well. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
If the opportunity was there, though, as in if universities were doing something similar to Green Flag, but in a university, I'm sure you will definitely be a leading person there, having your position as chairwoman. So yeah, guys, absolutely. I think that's me with questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen again and give you just an overview, everybody an overview of the challenge and a few dates and the competition prizes, and finish with a lovely little video. So I will share my screen again. 1 second. Okay, so we've obviously heard so much from Sandra and the team there about everything that's involved. So this year, I suppose the competition really is over 2 weeks. If you want to run it for more, that's even better. But it's really about positively changing your traveling habits to reduce the amount of pollution and carbon in the atmosphere. It's healthy, as Leanne was saying there, it's so much more sociable and fun. It wakes you up in the morning, especially getting ready for school, and makes you more ready for your lessons. You could win a prize, and it'll help you work towards obviously your Eco Schools Green Flag Award. So we know pupils record their travel to and from school each day for the 2-week period on their personal tally sheet. And we're going to hopefully be able to share the Google Forms if that's easier for some schools. And then your teacher then uploads that onto our data zone. The prize categories, so the most eco journey, so post-primary schools, they will win £300. Most improved class, primary schools will win 300, and then a best pupil, all schools will get a £50 token to award to their best pupil. It can be run any term, so you heard that the guys ran it in September there when they were back at school. The last date really to start is the 4th of May this year, because it closes on the 18th. So please get in contact if you're still not over the line or you're really thinking about it but you're not so sure. We'll help you at the Eco Schools team will help you get over the line. So what I'm going to do is I am going to share one last video with you guys to wish Translink a happy 25th birthday. So I'm going to stop share and reshare to make sure that my sound shares. Yep. Okay.
birthday, Translink!
Happy birthday, Translink!
Happy birthday, Translink!
Me and my dog Jasper wish Translink a happy birthday.
So yeah, I want to thank Translink, our sponsors of today, for giving us this opportunity to really promote and wish them a happy birthday and promote our Translink Travel Challenge. So thank you guys for all coming along. It's been absolutely fantastic and so informative for even me. So I've loved every second of it and looking forward to see what you guys do in the future. So I suppose it's for now, bye-bye from us at Eco Schools and from you guys.